What's going on, everybody? Well, we've been off and on doing videos here and there. We've been real busy doing this and that. Um, but I thought I should show you guys this one. We just shipped this off, or we're getting ready to ship this off to a customer. Um, if you've been watching the website, you saw the what not to do video. This was that radio. This was that radio that had the 20-second talkback that wouldn't go away. The parts that looked like they belonged in a welder. Ooh, I ended up buying a radio for myself and did some things to it. And it was my personal base station, as mine always do. You can't tell, but these are dual 10-turn clarifiers. You can't tell by looking at the front of this radio how heavily modified it is, but we're going to tell you the whole story first. So I get the radio pretty much done the way I want it. And one of my best customers from Missouri sends me, you guys might remember his DX or his Cobra 142 GTL that we super dutied. It was the very first Cobra 142 that got a frequency display, super duty module, 30 amp hours, 5 9 yards. So he sent me a Galaxy DX 2547. And with it, he supplied me a kit that he'd purchased from another vendor. When we put the kit in the brand new 2547, the kit was bad and did an enormous amount of damage to the brand new 2547. So all he knew was that he bought a brand new kit, he had a brand new radio, and now we had a blown up radio and a blown up kit. So I said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. This is one of the advantages to dealing with me, guys. I'm never going to leave you stuck. Even though this wasn't my problem. Wasn't my fault. And when I make a mistake, I'll tell you guys I do. But this one wasn't my fault. So I told him, I says, dude, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I ended up trading him this base station, which is my personal 696F that has been completely heavily modified, and we'll show you that in a minute. I traded in this radio for the busted brand new 2547, which I will try to make chicken salad out of that chicken shit. And he's getting a radio better than what he was going to get to begin with. So he's not getting this mic. As all of you know, that's stubby. That's 409's personal microphone. But let me show you what this thing does now. Looking at this radio from the front, at a glance, it looks like unless you notice that the headphone jack is missing, looks like a typical 696F, which is actually a DX 2547 and a black rack handle case. Now, in this radio, at the time this came out, they weren't playing with switch mode power supplies. They were really, I'm not really sure what they were trying to do. This had a ton of weather stuff in it. So when this radio originally came to me, it came for a turbo DX conversion. We did the conversion and it blew up our conversion. And when the radio came back and upon closer inspection, I realized all the extremely bad work that had been done to it. So I got busy on it. After I got it back to stock and right, I got busy. First thing I did was I took the weather channels and whacked them. Now, on the last 3 digits of the weather, he's got W5 is normal. W6 is 40 up. W7 is 40 down. Now, the cool thing is, he's got them here, right? Now let's go over here. See these guys? Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Look what 409 went and done now. Now, here's the cool thing. We can also mix the kits. So let's take this to our highest channel with the Viagra kit. Typical 2785. Now, we flip the switches. I gotta find where they're all at. 2807. 2839. This radio is freaking ridiculous on channels. I think we got it to go all the way down to 26, 25, and all the way up to 28, 30 out of a 696F by mixing a Viagra kit, which we wired to the weather band, and say he doesn't want to mess with 40 up, 40 down. Say he had an old Cobra 2000 at one time, and he's used to that conversion, and he talks on 19. Anybody with a Cobra 2000 knows you flip both switches. Where do you go? You go to channel 50. This is a typical two position or two switch 4-position kit. Okay, it's basically just reprogramming the PLL. Now, what we did on top of that was, let's take the radio once again. Like I said, let's just go 40 to the 40th position. There's 2763. Now, let's mix the PLL programming in with it. 2827. This thing goes everywhere. It's a good thing it's got a 6-digit counter. Then, in fine 409 style, the meters work perfectly. Okay, his A&L is still intact. A&F still works. Bright dim, oh, that's channels. Bright dim still works. Okay. Now here he has transmit 10-turn clarifier, receive 10-turn clarifier, and all the rest of the front of this radio is as it should be. Inside is also a 30 amp power supply and a Stinger board that is not one of ours. He supplied us with this for the other radio. Here's his Echo board controls on the back, which work with the talkback that we did not mess with. So he can still use his talkback. But here is just what's beautiful about this radio. So I'm going to shut his. It's a 30 amp power supply is built into the unit. No external boxes. So all that's out the window. So now all we have is this kind of a sleeper looking Ranger. Now let me make sure the board's off. So normal power. This Ranger, this is a 100 watt. I don't know how well we can see it. 100 watt slug. So I'm going to read the 100 watt scale. 1 watt dead key. 1 watt dead key. Right about 21. Now, when we go back here, I'll flip this little dealy wop up. We're going to go back over here. I got to turn the mic gain down. I think it's right around a 10 watt dead key. No, we set this one for 5 for some reason. Yep, we set this one for 5. 5 watt dead key swinging. Oh, hold on to your pants, Katie. Audio. 80 watts on AM. Let's go to sideman. Audio 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. 82 watts on sideman. Now the cool thing is, he can shut the switch off, put it on a regular amp, and go back to regular mere mortal power. Then if he turns the switch back on, he doesn't want to run his big amp, he can just sit here and beat him up with just short of 100 watts right out of the back of this radio. And then we've got this handy little guy, which I know I'm going to have to turn the mic gain down with my stubby because stubby's awful hot. Audio, check 2. Now what you're going to notice is, I'm going to set the phone down here because I have to reach behind the radio to actually adjust it. Here, you know what? Yeah, damn it. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to set you guys down. I'm going to let you watch the scope. Audio 1, 2. Check. 1, 2, 2. Audio 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. No talkback ever sounds good. But this one will let you get the Echo board set. And the cool thing is, once you get it set, you shut that off. And with this microphone, this is not what I need to be showing you guys that with, but it does show you how it works. So there it is. This one is going to Mr. Joe Shoop, very good friend of mine down in Brookfield, Missouri. Joe, I hope you dig it, man, because this one was mine. Had it not been for my bad luck, you'd still be looking at this one on the internet. and and a side note on this particular deal, Mr. Shoop has a friend down there who is a veteran. He's served our country, and he's just like a lot of us, stuck in his house right now. And Joe came up with some trinkets for him, and like most people, and not everybody's got a lot of money right now, but this guy wants to get back into radios. So the shop is sending this down, no charge, in thanks to this gentleman for his service to our country, and we hope he enjoys the radio. Joe's going to help him get it set up. So, Mr. Shoop, there you go. There's your my highly modified 696F. That's the one for our buddy who did us all proud. And don't be too upset, Joe, because by the time I'm done with that 47 that got blown up, you're probably going to get mad all over again. So, all right, 7-3s, everybody. We'll see you.